Hi everyone. Today we are going to explore what OAuth is, how we can use it for SSO, and understand how the OAuth flow works. Let's get started. If you haven't seen my videos on what SSO is and how SAML works with SSO, I have included the links in the description below. Please check them out. OAuth is one of the protocols used in single sign-on for user authorization. However, SSO actually involves two key phases: authentication and authorization. While OAuth is an authorization protocol, it does not handle the authentication. This is where OpenID Connect comes into play. OID is built on top of OAuth and provides the authentication layer. It authenticates the user and verifies their identity, while OAuth handles the authorization part, granting access to resources on behalf of the user. Let's now walk through how OAuth flow works. So this is the flow of OAuth. Initially, when user access the application will redirect the user to authentication server, which is nothing but an IDP, to authenticate and request for authorization. So here the IDP will ask the user to enter his email ID and password and validate those details. Once it is validated, the IDP, which is nothing but the authorization server, will generate an authentication token, which is nothing but authorization code, and it will send this authorization code back to the application. The application will verify this authorization code, and then it will request for an access token. So once the authorization server will generate an access token, so basically this access token contains like what are the resources that user can have access, what kind of role he might be having, and there are few other parameters which will be present. We will see it in the practical demonstration, and it will send it back to the application. Then application will send this access token to the resource server, which will be having the resources. So the resource server will validate that access token, and it will send the required resources back to the application, and it will be visible to the user in that app base. Now let's see like how we can integrate the OAuth. As you can see, like here I'm using Azure as an IDP and Auth0 as a service provider. So once you have logged into this Auth0, here you, in the authentication section, you can find a settings called as enterprise. Here you can see like the custom connections using SAML and OpenID Connect. I'm just going with the OpenID Connect. I'm just click on create. Here I just need to give some name. I'm just giving as testing auth. And here it was asking for the discovery URL, client ID, and this is the callback URL which will be present for this connection. Now let's head back to the Azure. In the enterprise application, I'm just creating a new application, giving the name as auth test, and just clicking on create. So when I go to properties, I'm just setting that assignment required no. I'm just clicking it as no, saving it. And here, if you can see, like there is option called as application registration. I'm just clicking on it here because for what like the settings will be different. Here, when we go to authentication, here you can choose a add a platform. I'm choosing it as a web, and here we need to enter the redirect URL of the application, which is nothing but this callback URL. So just copy this, click on configure. Yeah, it was configured. We don't need to provide anything else. And when you click on overview, when you click on these endpoints, here you will find a OpenID Connect metadata document. Just copy this and paste it here. And coming to the client ID, this is the client ID of the application. Just copy it, click on create. So here we are just click on this display connections button, mm, testing what SSO, and just we click on save. So we have created the OAuth connection. Yeah, once you click on these applications here we just need to click on this default tab and click on connections here, and we just need to click on this. Yeah, that's it. It was enabled. Now we just need to go to authentication profile. Here if we click on this try, as you can see, like we got an option continue with the testing auth SSO. So I'm just giving the email ID and the password. So it was asking for the basic permissions in order to access the user profile. I'm just clicking on accept. You can see like it was landing me to the main page. So which means like our connection has worked. So this is how like what connection will be set up. I have enabled the SAML tracer when I log into that app. As you can see, like initially the application has sent the request to the IDP, and then IDP is asking for the validation of my credentials. Like it was asking me to enter my username and password. After that, it sent the notification for MFA, and once I have approved it, it was redirecting back again to the application. Here, if you see in the parameters, you can see that ID token, and in the initial request from that application, if we click on this, yeah, here it was like it was asking a response as ID token. So it was sent from the IDP, and this token contains every details regarding the user. If we just copy this and debug this token, in order to debug this JSON web token, you just need to come to the site and jwt.io. Here, if you paste the token which we have copied from the sample tracer, you can see like it will give you the audience issued URL and also the username of the person who logged into that and to whom this token belongs to, and the encrypted signatures and everything. So this is how like OAuth flow works. That's all for today. In case if you have any doubts regarding this OAuth, just do let me know in the comment section. See you in the next video.